Alright, here's part 1 of our qCube tutorial. Let's start with the 3x3. Now, the first thing you're going to have problems with is the layout. It's 2D, but it's flattened. So here's the high games one. You can see it's all three-dimensional. So it's it's 3D. You can see pretty much everything. So you got the front face, you got the top face, and then you can just barely see the stickers left and right. So what I've done is I've taken the top and front face flat, and here are the left and right stickers. And these big stickers are corners. So let's do it like a T-perm. And you can see these are the two corners. These big stickers are part of the corner. And then these are the two edges. You notice that on any size cube, you can see both of the edge stickers cleanly. I chose that because that way, even though it looks weird, it helps with the reduction method. So let's do like a 5x5 solve. Now, you probably know how to use at least the keyboard style, the keyboard controls. So I'm not going to go over that, but basically, when I do a solve, I do it in blocks, 1 by n, and then I put a bunch of blocks together to make the centers. Sometimes I do a little weird, but that's generally the idea. And if you're having trouble, then you just need more practice, because that's the easiest part. I'll just finish off the centers. Whoops. So then we've got edges, and for all the cubes, I do the edges on the M layer. Freestyle, which means a free slice, which means that you don't worry about what's going on with how the layers are aligned. You just sort of do whatever, and it doesn't matter. So this is fine. So you pair one edge at a time, but here's the thing. When I do bigger cubes than 5x5, I do it one orbit at a time. I'll show you why in the hand shift section. So basically, you find a piece. I usually look for the edge piece, but if there's 2 or more pieces together, I'll use that. And then so I've got green-orange. So I find a green-orange that's there, and I insert it, pair it up, and I find the other one. It's over here. Insert it. It's the same thing as a physical 5x5. So there we go. That's one. I see 2 pieces here. So I'll just... well, I don't see it. There it is. Anyway, let's do a bigger one. Once you get to the 6x6, you start having problems with hand shifting. So what that means is that you only get the outer 4 layers. So you can't touch the inner layers yet. When you make it really big, you get almost nothing, which is no good for solving it. So let's go back to the 6. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift both hands in. So that's keys 4 and 7. And now the right does 2 and 3 at a time, and so does the left. So that's the upper R and the lower R. So now what happens is, now I have, at least on the 6 and 7, that is enough to solve all the centers. So, oops, forgot to shift. So I'm going to do the same thing. I make rows. So you see, I don't have to, as long as I build stuff on U and F, basically, I don't have to worry about the outer layers. I can just turn at least, the 2 layers at a time, or 3, and that's fine. When I turn a U, F, D, or B, that's 1 layer at a time. So those, I use those to move around the outside stuff. And then the R and L, that actually, it does the pairing. So you can see the center layout is really good for that. And then for the edges, well, maybe, I don't know. For the edges, I will have to just finish off some centers, so I'll do that quickly. Sorry, I didn't build in a way to cheat on this thing. so I can't really do this any faster. Alright, so edges. Space resets the hands. Now, normally, and on the Ryan Heiss on the J-Fly, you can only use hand shifting in and out. So what happens is you hand shift in and your right hand does this. So you can't turn the right face anymore. That sucks. So what my sim has is shift, hand shift, so shift 4 and 7, and now the lowercase L and R turn 3, but the uppercase turns 1. So that only allows you to pair inner edges, but now you can freely turn the R and L faces without worrying. So now I pair up the middle edges basically like a 4x4 edges. So here's a green-red, find the other one here, insert. I start with the 6 pair if I can. So now I've got 6 edges paired, and so the other 3 in the M layer are solved, and there's that one. That one's left. So then I do 2 pair from there. Now once we're done, now basically it's like a 5x5, and so we can solve the outer edges. And so it's the same. That was a 1-3 hand shift, which means basically it's the second one in of edges, and this is the outermost edges, so we can use 1-2, which is the normal hand shift. And so that's like a 5x5.